Hi YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl again, Dumela Mbogota, your health, wellness and beauty specialist. I'm back again with another video, and guess who we have here today? Of course it's quarantine. Don't worry, I can continue. It's quarantine time, so he's busy working. Alright. But as I told you the last time with the last massage video, this man is highly spoiled. So today I'm going to be doing an upper back, neck and shoulder massage. I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can massage your partner while you're at home, because of course this is the time where we kind of need to find things to do. So yeah, this is just to show you how you can massage your partner while you're at home, especially because as you can see right now, his posture is very much incorrect, and this is basically how he's sitting majority of the day. And I know a lot of us do not have like study desks at home, so the posture does really get affected. Therefore, we end up getting muscle aches and pains, stiff necks and things like that. So I'm just going to show you a few movements just to assist each other during this time. All right, so without any further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright, so first thing you need to do with your partner or client is make sure he's sitting up straight. My partner is sitting on a normal chair, like a stool. Make sure his posture is straight. I'm going to be using peppermint oil that I got from Planet Nails. I love using peppermint because it's very good for stimulating. It's very, very good to stimulate the client's circulation. But you don't have to use peppermint oil. You can use baby oil, you can use Vaseline that creates really, really good slip. Otherwise, you can just go to any discount or Clicks. They do have massage oils like your Anika oil, which are also very, very good for stimulation. I'm going to show you just the areas or the muscles that tend to struggle with a lot of knots or buildup of lactic acid. That would be your rhomboids, minor and major. That would be your serratus posterior. So these are muscles that run all along, so around your scapular bone. Okay, so I don't know how to explain scapular bone, so your shoulder bone basically. If you're struggling to get right in that area, or you can't feel the difference between the muscle and the bone, then you can put your partner's arm in this position. Okay, and that helps that bone or that scapular bone pop out or stick out a little bit more, allowing you to basically get in there. But for me, I don't really need it at this moment because I can handle it. Then you have your trapezius, as I showed you on the shoulders there, that I'm going to be working on. All the muscles that run along the neck, down the spine. If you're leading on to the lower back, would be your latissimus dorsi type of muscles or muscle group. But today we're working mainly on your trapezius, up the neck over here, partially on the sternocleidomastoid muscle. So to start off, I'm going to be working on the neck. Okay, I want to stimulate this area first, because everything that I'll be doing afterwards would be draining up towards my brain. Okay, we want to send enough nutrients and oxygen to the brain so that there can be an immediate sense of relaxation, an immediate sense of concentration as well, especially because we're all working from home at the moment. So you want to stimulate your blood circulation, allow it to reach your brain so that the brain can function the way it needs to. So all I'm doing now is a kneading movement, as you could have seen. From the neck, I'm moving down to my trapezius muscle or the shoulders over there. This is where we also carry lots of tension. I'm doing a kneading movement, and here I'm applying most of my pressure with my thumb. Okay, so I do a kneading crisscross, and then I do a flat thumb stroking with alternating hands. So start with the one hand, move on with the next hand, start with the next hand, move on with the one hand. When you're doing this movement, you might feel quite a lot of knots, so you can work as long as you would like. Always confirm the pressure with your partner or your client, and I'm working all the way up to that neck again. Just going to give you a closer view of exactly what I'm doing over here. So I'm doing that flat thumb stroking up the neck as well over there. This is extremely relaxing. All right. Then on, I'm going to be using my forearm just to do a stroking movement again. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure in this area. Also make sure you avoid that shoulder bone. Okay, so only working on the trapezius muscle, and you're stroking upwards again towards the brain. When I stroke down, I'm releasing my pressure, and when I stroke up, I'm intensifying my pressure. Just to show you on which part of my forearm that I worked on here. From then on, I'm going to be doing some tapotement movements, just a little bit of hacking, beating, and cupping. This does take some practice. We're starting with hacking. Your hands or your fingers need to be loose. Your wrists need to be loose when doing this movement, okay? Otherwise, it becomes quite uncomfortable and painful. I follow on by doing a beating movement, as you can see, and then I follow then on by doing a cupping movement. These movements are very good for stimulation, helps to increase that microcirculation, that lymphatic circulation, and gets us hyperemia, which is redness. And that's what we're looking for when we're doing a massage. The moment you get redness, you know that the circulation has been improved. So if you can see on the one shoulder, there's already some redness that has appeared in that area. So I'm just going to move on to the next side, or the left side. Again, I'm going to start off by doing a kneading movement using my thumbs. Okay, so we're kneading. Again, you almost want to pick up the tissue. So with all the one hand, you're picking up that tissue, right? And applying pressure mainly with my thumbs because I'm trying to find those knots that I need to work on. From then on, I'm going to move on with my flat thumb stroking. So this is still kneading. Then we're moving on to the flat thumb stroking. Flat thumb stroking again, working up towards my brain. Again, because I'm trying to send all the nutrients and oxygen to my brain. And how I'm going to do this, if for those of you who don't know, your blood circulation or your blood carries nutrients and oxygen, right? So when your circulation slows down, you're automatically not sending enough nutrients and oxygen to your brain. The best way to do that is to stimulate the circulation. And automatically, once you feel that blood rushing to the brain, rushing to your heart, you are going to feel a sense of relaxation. You're going to feel like you can breathe better. You feel even your work, you'll be able to concentrate a little bit better. So these movements that I'm showing you are very, very important and very good in this quarantine time. Then again, I'm moving on with my forearm, just doing a stroking movement. Avoid applying pressure on any bones, only working on that trapezius muscle. And I'm applying a lot of pressure when I'm stroking up and releasing my pressure when I stroke down. Okay, because the aim is to move the circulation up. Then on, we do the deportment movements again with the hacking first. This has to be a fast movement, but if you're new at this, it's going to take some practice, so take your time. From then on, we do beating. And then from there on, we do your cupping movements. Okay, you don't have to do it for a very long time, just enough to create that stimulation and that redness. I don't know if you can all see on the left side now, there is some redness. I end that off again with a kneading sensation or movement just to soothe the area again. Right. You always want to keep in contact with your client. Stroking movements always makes your client feel quite comfortable, feel like they can trust you, and you never want to release your hands completely off your clients because then you're breaking the connection. So now moving on to those rhomboids and the serratus posterior muscles. A lot of tension sits in this area. So I'm going to start with the finger rotary movement. As you can see, I'm doing some rotaries. Right there where I'm working now is where I felt my first knot. So I know that I would want to work more in that area. I'm just showing you here how you do this rotary movement. All you need to do is use your middle finger and your fourth finger. Okay. There where I find the knot again, I'll apply a little bit more pressure. So I go in with my thumb stroking again in that area where I found the knot. I don't know if you can see that underneath that skin, there's definitely something sitting there that needs to be worked on. And remember, the more you work on this knot, you're breaking down that lactic acid, you help to loosen up that muscle fiber, allowing blood circulation to flow in that area again. And that's what we're ultimately looking for. Okay. So as I mentioned, you can do this as long as you want. It doesn't have to be as quick as I'm doing it right now because, of course, I'm just trying to show you the movements so that you can do. But all the movements that I'm showing you, you can repeat over and over until you achieve the results that you're looking for. So the same thing I've done on the right side of the shoulder, I'm going to do on the left side, working on the same muscle group. So what I noticed with this side of the shoulder is that there was less tension. There was not that knot that I felt on the right side of the shoulder. And that's also very possible in that sometimes we apply a lot more strain on the one side than we do on the other side, and that's where you will feel more of the tension. So you'll find that where I found the knot, he's most probably struggling with that entire side leading up to the neck, right? And on this side of the body, I didn't find much knots. However, I'm still going to work on it just to make sure or to prevent anything from happening on that end. Then I'm just doing a very light stroking movement. Again, this is just to bring back homeostasis and just to comfort the client. I do also do a stroking movement with my fist. This needs to be you need to be very careful. You can't work on that scapular bone again. You need to make sure you're only working on that rhomboid muscle and the serratus posterior. Okay, so when I come back in that gliding movement, I'm only doing a stroking with no pressure. Once I get to the rhomboid again, I apply pressure because that's where the tension is. So I just brought the camera a bit closer so you can see that there's redness now in the areas that I worked, and that's what you're looking for ultimately, hyperemia. Okay, then just stroke your client and that's about it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, click that bell so you're notified every time I load a video. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. Goodbye.